Hello, this is Jane Thomas from the British Gymnastics Foundation Love to Move programme. If, like me, you're getting a bit fed up with not being able to go out and about and do all your usual activities, I thought you might like to join me. We'll put some music on, we'll get our arms and our legs and our joints moving and just generally make ourselves feel a bit brighter and fitter. Before we get started, I need you to find a really good chair to sit on. This is one of my dining room chairs. It's got a nice straight back and a fairly firm seat. And when I sit facing forwards, my feet touch the ground. Once you've found your chair, I want you to sit down, get comfortable, wiggle your bottom back, try and sit up as straight as you can, and make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. And then we're ready to go. We're going to start off by doing some simple, gentle breathing exercises, just to get ourselves relaxed and focused. Off we go. I want you to put one hand on your tummy, one hand on your chest, and take some really nice deep breaths in. Fill those lungs up as much as you can, and then let the breath out nice and slowly and gently. We'll perhaps do 3 or 4 of those all together. Off we go. Breathe in nice and deeply. And again, another deep breath in. And one more. Well done. Now we're ready to get started. So we're just going to put the track on and start with some warm-ups. Ready? How do you like your eggs in the morning? Right, so once we're sitting up nice and straight, we're going to start with our arms and we're going to rub from our shoulders down to our wrists.
I'm satisfied.
Now I want you to do some gentle taps. Again, up and down, shoulder to wrist.
I like my love.
Lovely, now let's swap to the other arm. Again, rub from your shoulder to your
As
wrists.
long as I get my hug, I've got to have
Now some gentle
my
taps.
love in him.
Oh, the rest
Brilliant.
of my day is positive.
Okay, now we're going to think about our shoulders. We're going to lift our shoulders up to our ears and circle them
Eggs
backwards.
in the morning.
Just as comfortable as you can. Lift them up and round.
I've never frowned. Eggs can be almost bliss.
Lovely, now we're going to change direction. So bring your shoulders forwards. Keep them going in a circle if you can. Lovely, now we've warmed our shoulders up, we're going to go for a swim. So we're going to start with the front crawl. Imagine you're somewhere lovely and sunny and warm. I like to swim in the sea. Maybe you prefer the swimming pool.
How do you like your eggs
Good. Perhaps you prefer the breaststroke. Let's try that.
I like mine with a kiss.
Full of pride.
I'm satisfied.
As long as I get my
Certainly making our shoulders work.
How do you like
Okay, let's give them a bit of a rest. I'm going to shake the water off.
mine with a
Shake your wrists.
mine with a hug.
dark or light?
The world's alright.
Now, just for a bit of fun, I want you to imagine you're holding a big bucket. And you're going to scoop your bucket full of water. And then you're going to throw the bucket of water over me after 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and throw the water. Oh, thank you. Oh,
How do you like
that was lovely and refreshing on a hot day.
morning?
Okay, hands on your hips. Now we're going to do some gentle twists from side to side. So I want you to take your shoulders and your head to one side, back to the middle, and then to the other side. Try and get your head and your shoulders to go round as far as you can. Back to the middle. Okay, now hands down, and we're going to do some gentle leaning down to each side. Back up to the middle. Lean down to the other side. Always back up to the middle. Imagine you're leaning down to pick something up off the floor, but you don't need to go all the way down, just as far as is comfortable. Use the leg of your chair if you need it to stabilise you. Brilliant. One more leaning. Excellent. Okay, sit up nice and straight, feet flat. Lift up one foot. We're going to loosen our ankles. So just try and twist your toes and your whole foot round in a circle. Now we're going to change direction. Go the opposite way. Okay, when you've done that one, put that one back on the floor, lift up the other foot. And again, same again, just circle your feet. Try and get your ankles loose. And then go the opposite direction. Brilliant. And put your foot back on the floor. Right. Next, we're going to put our heels together and our toes apart. You might need to shuffle forward a little bit. And then we're going to bring our toes and our knees in and out to the beat of the music. So just very simply, bring your toes and knees in and out, keeping your hands on your laps. That's it. Now, if you're ready for a challenge, we're going to use our hands as well. We're going to bring our hands in and out at the same time as our toes. It's a bit more complicated trying to do both. If you can only manage your hands or your feet, that's absolutely fine. Keep it nice and slow.
Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street.
Maybe think about which hand goes over the top. Use a different one each time.
You know that happy is my step, my glory.
Keep it going.
If you dig that beat on the sunset.
Brilliant, well done everybody. Okay, we're going to rest our hands and we're just going to do some toe and heel lifts. It's a bit like a rocking motion. Just tap your heels and your toes. Try and get your knees lifting up. Good. Okay, we want an extra challenge. We're going to lift toes up on one foot, heels up on the other, and then we're going to swap them over. A nice finale ending. Right, for our final warm up, now we've warmed up our arms and our legs, we're going to get everything going at the same time. Going to put on Tuxedo Junction and start with some simple marching action. Try and think about lifting your opposite arm to knee as you march, like that. Okay? Good, let's get going. Here we go. Make sure you're sitting up straight, feet flat, and let's march. So we managed to get opposite arm to knee. Keep going. Well done. Right, now we think about our left and our right. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Keep going. This is a bit slower. Brilliant. Right, let's see if we can add in a clap. So each time you stamp your foot, you're then going to clap your hands. So just watch me, ready? Stamp, clap, stamp, clap, stamp, clap, stamp, clap. See if you can do that. Remember to put your foot down, then clap. Don't do it both at the same time. Stamp, clap, stamp, clap. Right, can you do 2 claps? You getting puffed out? Okay, let's just go back to marching. Get our breath back. Okay, let's stop. Do something different. Ready? I'm going to tap, tap on knee, clap, tap, clap, tap, clap, tap, clap, tap, clap, tap. See if you can do it without me saying it. Nice slow motion. When you feel you've got the hang of it, you can do it twice as fast. So we're now well and truly warmed up, and I suggest that you have a drink of water before we get going now with what's called our pulse raiser. It's always a good idea to have a glass of water next to you when you're exercising, especially for a session like this, which could take up to an hour. But feel free to pause it and take breaks and get your breath back whenever you want to. So, Lambeth Walk. We're going to do some seated marching, opposite arm to leg again like we did earlier today. For the chorus, we're going to do some clapping, doing the Lambeth Walk, oi. And we're going to do some arm rolls forwards and backwards and some clapping. Just follow along and copy me and do the best that you can. Right, let's find the tune. Off we go. So we're going to start off, good posture, and then we're going to do our marching. Here we go. Sing along as well if you want to. Most people know this tune. Ready for the chorus? Oi, marching again. Clapping. Now arm rolls forwards. Arm rolls backwards. Clapping. Now I'm going to clap side to side. Clapping. Oh, so you can clap high and low. So we're going to give our bodies a little bit of a rest now for the next section, and we're going to put our brains into gear instead. What we're going to do is we are going to say out loud all the letters of the alphabet from A to Z. Then we're going to go through the same thing again, but putting a symbol for each letter. And then the idea is to think of a topic. So for example, you might like to think of words to do with food and drink. What are your favourite things to eat? Names of flowers. Are you a keen gardener? Do you know lots of names of flowers and shrubs and trees in the garden? Boys' names, girls' names, maybe your favourite holiday destinations, places you've been to in the past, places you're looking forward to going to in the future. Any topic at all of your choice. And then you're going to think of a word to do with your topic, starting with each letter of the alphabet. It sounds quite a lot to think about, but it's very straightforward, I promise you. So let's get started just by saying out loud together, fairly slowly, all the letters of the alphabet. Off we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Brilliant. Making sure you're still sitting nice and straight for this one, your feet flat on the floor. We're going to say the alphabet again, but each time I'm going to show you a different symbol for each letter. Some of them might look a bit strange, but it's just a way of using your brain in a two-dimensional way. So off we go. The letter A. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, sitting up nice and straight, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Well done. Let's give our arms a little rest. So now we've got to think of our topic, and we're going to think of a word for each letter of the alphabet. I won't go through the whole thing with you because that will take quite a long time, but if you just think of a word for each letter and just shout them out and work your way through. So let's choose food and drink. So tell me the name of a food and drink beginning with A. My example is apple. How about the letter B? Banana. C. Cucumber. What about D? Dates. E. Eggs. F. Fish. G. Greens. H. Halibut. I. That's got to be ice cream. J. How about jelly to go with the ice cream? The letter K. Kit Kat. L. Could be lemons. M. Melon. N. Can you think of a food beginning with N? How about nougat or nugget, whichever way you pronounce it? O. Oranges. P. Peppers. Q. We sit up nice and straight for the Queen. Queen's pudding comes to mind. What about the letter R? Runner beans. Letter S, just draw a big S in the air. Sugar. About the letter T. I think it's got to be tea leaves, tea bags. My favourite thing to drink, tea. How about the letter U? Now, U's a tricky letter. Trying to think if I can think of a food beginning with U. Oh dear, maybe you've got one. Shout it out at me. I can't think. I've gone blank. Okay, what about the letter V? What about those sweets, Parma violets? Cheating slightly because we've got the P as well, but those little purple sweets, Parma violets. The letter W. Water. Looking forward to having a sip of my water. X. Now X is always a really tricky letter with any topic we choose. And I cannot think of a food or drink that begins with X. If you've got one, shout it out. How about the letter Y? How about yam? When was the last time you ate a yam? Maybe you've never tried one. And last but not least, the letter Z. Again, another very tricky letter in the alphabet. Not many words we use start with the letter Z. I'm struggling again to think of a food or drink beginning with Z. So if you've got one, shout it out. I'll be very impressed. Oh, let's give our arms a rest. That's the end of our alphabet section. This is our fine motor skills section now, so we're going to be doing a lot of work focusing on our fingers and our hands. Very simply to start with, I just want you to lay your hands on your laps, facing down, palms facing down, and then turn your palms so they're facing up, and back down and up. And just repeat this a number of times. As fast or as slow as you're able to do it, if you want to speed it up. Okay, so that's fairly straightforward. Now I want you to have one palm facing down and one palm facing up at the same time. And then turn them both over so that the opposite happens. So the one that was facing up is now facing down, and the one that was facing down is now turned up. So you're doing alternate actions with each hand. One palm up, one palm down. Some people do find this really quite tricky. It looks very easy, but actually it can be quite challenging. So don't worry if you struggle with it a little bit and you have to keep checking and looking. And again, if you're confident, do it a bit quicker. Well done. Right, now I want you to just yap, 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 yap with your fingers. So all your fingers are touching your thumbs. Yap, 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 rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Good. Now, let's put all our fingertips together. So just the tips of our fingers are touching each other and our thumbs. Take them apart a little way, put them back together. And each time you do this, I want you to take them a little bit further apart each time. So you move your hands apart and you take your fingers back to touching. And you'll find it does require some thought. The further apart you take them, the more thought you have to put into trying to get them back together to make sure that they all match up with each other. Good. Now that's fairly straightforward. I want you to repeat that exercise, but this time I want you to close your eyes. No peeping, so you're not looking at all. So again, you close your eyes like I am. Take your fingers apart just a small way, and then put them back together. And again, each time, take them a little bit further apart. Can you get those fingertips back together fairly easily? Or do you have to really concentrate? Sometimes your fingertips might miss each other and you have to move them back to position, especially when you try taking them a further distance apart and back together. When you take them really far back together, you really have to think as they're coming back to the middle. Well done, good. So, same again, I want you to put all your fingertips and your thumbs together, but this time we're going to take one set of digits at a time. We're going to start with the thumbs and we're going to twiddle the thumbs in a circle. So they're going round and round each other. Once you can do that confidently, can you change the direction of the way the thumbs are circling each other? But making sure you keep all your fingertips together. Don't let them slide off. Good, put your thumbs back together. And now take your first set of fingertips. And again, you're going to keep everything else together, but just use your index fingers to circle around each other. In one direction first, and then change direction and do it the opposite way. Brilliant. Now put those fingertips back together. Now you're going to do exactly the same, but with your middle fingers. So only your middle fingers come apart and all the other fingertips stay together. And you might find that you're really having to work hard with your muscles to keep those other fingertips and your thumbs together and not let them come apart. Circle your middle fingers one way, change direction and circle them the other way. Okay, middle fingers back together. Now the ring finger. This is really difficult. I struggle with it and I've been doing it for a long time. All your fingertips together and just your ring fingers, try and move them round each other in a circle. You might not be able to get the circular movement going, but you might. Otherwise, just try moving them or wiggling them or doing anything you can with them. But again, working hard to keep all those other fingertips together. It might feel totally impossible to start with, but I can assure you, if you practice this week after week, you will begin to find it gets a little bit easier. Oh, let's put those back together. Now, back to an easy one. Just your little fingers now. All the other fingertips together, just circling your little fingers against each other, and again, swap the direction. Good. Well done. So that sort of exercise, you can just keep going for as long as you like. Right, so for a bit of fun, I want you to stick your thumbs up and give me a really good grin. And now I want you to turn your thumbs down and make a frown or a really grumpy face. Back up to a smile. Thumbs up. This time I want you to keep your thumbs up, but I want you to change your face to looking frowny or grumpy. And then I want you to turn your thumbs down. I want you to smile. Feels really strange, doesn't it? It's just not what we're used to doing. Again, I want you to put your thumbs up, but you're to look grumpy. Thumbs down and smile. Oh, and let's just go back to thumbs up and smiling, which feels much more natural. Good, beautiful smiles. Are you able to make good facial expressions? Let's have a go at not using our words, just using actions. Can you look really cold? Did you manage to not say anything? Okay, how about looking very hot? Again, don't use your words, just some actions. Look really hot. Brilliant. How about looking surprised? You've just opened a present, you had no idea what it was, and you're really surprised. Ready? Let's go. Hopefully you were pleased with the present. It was a nice surprise. Good. Okay, let's go to doing something different. Can you clasp all your fingers together so that your palms are together, but your fingers are interlocked with each other? Now I want you to start off by lifting up just the top thumb, giving it a wiggle. Put it back down. Then I want you to lift up the thumb underneath. Give that a wiggle, but keeping everything else interlocked with each other. That thumb down. Now, working your way down your fingers in order, just wiggle your first index finger. Give it a wiggle. Put it back. Wiggle the other index finger. And that's it. Now you're going to do your middle fingers. So you'll find it gets progressively more difficult. Can you wiggle one of your middle fingers, put it back down, and then wiggle the other middle finger? And again, we get to those ring fingers. These are very difficult. So you're just going to lift up your ring finger and give it a wiggle. Now I find it virtually impossible. I can lift it very slightly, but really not very much at all. Have a go at the other ring finger. Is that one any easier? I can lift it a little bit further, but not far, not as far as the other fingers. Good, put them back together. And the last two fingers, everything else is kept interlocked. Just lift up your first little finger, give it a wiggle, put it back down, and wiggle the other finger. Now, if you've got somebody in the house with you, you can play a game with this one, but obviously I don't have anybody here today. But if one of you sits with your fingers interlocked, your partner can touch any finger they like at random, and you have got to try and lift up whichever one they touch and point at for you. So that's a game that you can play with a partner. And then swap over. The other person interlock their fingers, and you have a go at choosing which finger you want them to move and see if they're able to do that. Good. Was anybody able to click their thumbs or their fingers? I've never been able to make any noise. I've always wished I could. But can you click your fingers and make a nice loud sound? I don't think you'll be able to hear much from mine, sadly. But it's one of those things I've always wished I was able to do. And no matter how often I try, it doesn't really work. Okay, let's just give our fingers a little bit of a wiggle because we are working them quite hard and mine are aching a little bit. I don't know about yours. Okay, can you make a scissor action? This is quite difficult. I struggle with it. So you need to keep these two fingers together and these two fingers together, but create a gap in between, which looks a little bit like scissors. Or the other way of doing it is curl in those two bottom fingers and your thumb, and your scissor action is with your index and your middle fingers. Probably a bit hard to show you this on the camera, but can you see that? I'm moving my arm and lifting that top finger to make a scissor action. Well done, good. Okay. Now we're going to do some clapping rhythms. So we're going to get the music back on and we're going to do lots of different clapping actions with our hands. Make sure you're sitting nice and straight. Your feet are flat on the floor. Let's find the track. Yellow Roses, Texas. You might know this one. You might want to sing along. And we're going to start off very simply with clapping, and then I'm going to change the instructions as we go along. So just follow and copy what I do. If you get muddled up or you can't stick to the pattern, don't worry. Just stop, have a look, try and catch up, or just do whatever feels natural to you in time to the rhythm of the music. Okay, we're just going to tap our laps. Now we're just going to clap. Now we're going to do one of each. We're going to go clap, tap, clap, tap.
That I am gonna see. Nobody else could miss her, not half as much as me. She cried so when I left her, it like to broke my heart.
Well done.
And if I ever find her, we never go apart.
Now we're going to do two claps and one pat. Ready? Clap, clap, pat, clap, clap, pat, clap, clap, pat.
You may talk about your clementine and sing of Rosalie, but the yellow rose of Texas is the only girl for me.
Now we're going to do two claps and two pats. Ready? Clap, clap, pat, pat, clap, clap, pat, pat, clap, clap,
Where the
pat,
rail
pat.
pan is flowing and starry skies are bright, she walks along the river in the quiet summer night. I know that she remembers when we parted long ago. I promised to return and not to leave her so. She's the sweetest
Good.
little rose.
Okay. Now we're just going to cross our hands.
Her eyes are bright as diamonds, they sparkle like the
Can you alternate the hand that goes over the top?
clementine and sing of Rosalie. But the yellow rose of Texas is the only girl for me.
Well done, everybody. Good. Right, slightly different now. We're going to pat, cross, pat, up, pat, cross, pat,
We
up.
so long ago.
1,
We'll play the banjo gaily. She'll
4.
be like before. And the yellow rose of Texas shall be mine forevermore. She's the sweetest little
This is quite tricky, don't worry if you can't do it.
Her eyes are bright as diamonds.
If you're feeling very confident, we can speed it up, twice the speed.
But the yellow rose of Texas is the only girl for me. La 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 la.
Good. Well done. Let's just pat the tune to the end of the tune's finished. Well done. So those are quite complicated patterns, some of those. And as I say, with practice, things always get easier. And if you get stuck and you can't keep up, then just have a little break, watch what I'm doing and see if you can join back in, or just make up your own patterns. You can do exactly what you want to. You can just make up your own patterns and don't worry about not being able to follow me. Next is our spoken rhymes section of the programme. So we're not going to have any music on and we're not going to be swinging our arms and legs about, but we're going to be saying out loud a couple of rhymes or tongue twisters. And just to add an extra element of challenge to that, we're also going to put some actions to some of the words in the rhymes. So 2 favourites that I like to do at my classes are She sells seashells on the seashore and Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. The first one is really short, and obviously Peter Piper is a bit longer and a bit trickier. Now they do take practice. You might remember them from your childhood, you might not. You might have to relearn the words, but practice will make it easier. So first of all, we're just going to say out loud, she sells seashells. Off we go. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells that she sells are seashells, I'm sure. Did you remember the words? Right, now I'm going to show you a few simple actions to go with it. So for she sells, if we can get our tongues around the words, we're going to do a little action of sort of giving. So we've got one hand here and the other hand is lifting away and giving. Seashells, we just make a little circle with our thumb and index finger. And for the seashore, we just imagine some water. We move our fingers and arms across in front of us. So those are very simple. We're going to put them together and say the rhyme at the same time. Off we go. She sells seashells on the seashore. The shells that she sells are seashells, I'm sure. Now I did try and catch you out a little bit on the second verse, and instead of just doing seashells, we did seashells. Did you spot that? Practice makes perfect. The next one, Peter Piper, we're going to say it out loud. It's a lot longer and it's a lot trickier. So just do your best to try and keep up. And if you can't keep up, perhaps just listen to me saying it out loud and then you can pause and practice it yourselves. Off we go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Well done. Do you need to have a practice? If so, just press pause, go back and have another try at it. Right, now for the actions. So, for Peter, we make a simple P shape with our fingers. For Piper, we just pretend we're playing a flute or a pipe. For picked, we do a sort of a grabbing motion with both of our hands. And for a peck, we do a pecking motion with our fingers against our thumbs like that. For pickled, we screw our faces up or stick our tongues out and imagine that we're eating a pickled pepper. And then just for the word pepper itself, we just sort of make a little shape by putting all our fingers and our thumbs together. So those are the actions. So we're going to say it out loud again and use the actions. Like I say, it's complicated. Don't worry if you can't do it the first time round. Off we go. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Well done, good. So other things that people like to do in this section might be to sing a couple of songs, like If You're Happy and You Know It, Clap Your Hands, or Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes. Or you can just come up with any rhymes that you remember, rhymes that you enjoy, rhymes that are fun, and maybe you can make up some of your own actions. Well done anyway. Right, this is what we call our strengthening section. So we are now going to get ourselves moving more, getting our heartbeats going faster, and doing a bit more exercising. So, as I'm always reminding you, we need to be having good posture, sitting up as straight as you can, and your feet both flat on the floor. Let me find the track, which is called Steamboat, and just copy me. Off we go. So we're going to start with some bicep curls. Put your arms out in front of you and just lift and bend at the elbow and bring your hands into your shoulder. That's it. Right, now we're going to move into a punching motion. So punch one arm forward and bring the other back to your shoulder. Well done. Now we're going to carry on with the punching, but we're going to go across the body. If you've got somebody sitting next to you, be very careful you don't punch them. Try and reach across with each punch. Well done. Good. Okay, now we're going to imagine that we're in a rowing boat. I'm going to do a rowing motion. Maybe we're on the river with a picnic in the back. And it's a nice sunny day. Well done. Right, now we're going to jump into a canoe. So it's going to be a sideways motion. So imagine you've got your oar. You're digging it in the water. Well done. All this boating is making us a bit seasick. We're just going to do some rocking, side to side. And there is nothing in this world that will stop me, pretty baby, until I find my way back home to you. Okay, let's get out our boat. Imagine we're in the garden. We're going to dig a lovely big hole in front of us. So hold your spade, dig it in the soil and chuck the soil over your shoulder. Dig, chuck the soil. Take me back home to my love. Brilliant. I think we need to do some sweeping up. Brilliant. Hopefully that got you moving a bit more and you can feel your heartbeat moving a bit quicker. Right, sitting up nice and straight, feet flat on the floor, we're now going to do what's called our bilateral asymmetrical pattern section. This is probably the hardest section of the programme, but hopefully the funnest. We're going to be stimulating our cognitive ability. So we're going to be doing some patterns, doing different things with our right and our left sides. It takes practice. You probably find you can't do some of them the first time you try. And even I have found that some of them have taken me many months of practice to get right. So don't worry at all. Just do the best that you can and take it steady. And if you really get a bit tired or your shoulders start aching, just have a rest and watch me and try again next time. The music is just going to be on quietly in the background. How much is that doggy in the window, which we all love. And to begin with, I just want you to imagine that you are holding 2 pencils, one in each hand, and you're basically going to draw a line with each hand straight up and down in front of you. Keep it nice and low, especially if your shoulders are a bit stiff or your arms are aching. 2 straight lines. Good. Now choose one of your pencils to turn into doing a circular motion, while the other continues with the line going straight up and down. So you're attempting to draw a circle and a line at the same time. I told you it was tricky. Okay, let's just have a rest. And now the hand that was doing the circle is going to do the straight line. And the one that was doing the straight line is now going to do the circle. So you've swapped over. Try and keep it going as long as you can. Don't worry if you have to keep stopping. Brilliant, well done. Okay, let's just give our shoulders a little move and a relax. Right, this time we're going to hold our 2 pencils and we're just going to write our names in the air. Nobody else can really see what you're writing, so it doesn't matter if you go wrong or make a mistake. Just try and do your full name with your left and your right hand at the same time. My name's not too long, so it doesn't take me too long. Have you managed to do yours? Well done. Good. Okay, now for another challenge, we are going to do triangles. It's going to be a right angle triangle, so let's just try it with one hand. You start at the point at the top, go straight down, out at a right angle to the side, and back to the point where you started. Down, out to the side, and up to the top. Can we do 2 of those at the same time? 2 pencils again. Both go down, both go out to the side, and both go up to the point. And again. One more. Down, out to the side, up to the point. Brilliant, well done. Okay. I'm just going to put that track back on again because it's quite nice to have it on in the background and do a little bit more. Now, our most complicated one of these is to try and imagine that you are drawing a circle, a straight line and a triangle at the same time. Now, the way we do it is we hold our 2 pencils and we start both of them at the top point. We go straight down for one. Your triangle hand is going to go out to the side. Your line hand is going to go up to the top. That's for 2. For 3, your line is going to come down, but your triangle is going to go to the top point. Then they're going to swap over, and then your straight line is going to come down, your triangle out to the side, and both are going to end up at the top. It's really complicated, it takes a lot of practice, it took me many months to learn it. So let me just show you once more. Both pencils at the top, and we're going to do it to a count of 6, which means we're going to draw the lines and triangles twice. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good try. As I say, it is the most difficult one, so if you really can't do it, don't worry. Okay, for something different, can you pat your head and rub your tummy at the same time? Probably something you used to do at school which made you laugh. Can you still do it? Brilliant. Now can you swap over? So your other hand is now patting your head and rubbing your tummy. You'll probably find it's easier one way than the other. Excellent, well done, good. Okay, again, give your shoulders a bit of a Jiggle up and down, give them a relax. Now, we're going to put one foot out in front of us and draw a circle with your toes. That's it. Once you've got your circle going with your toes, I want you to then bring your arm into play and draw a circle with your hand. So your feet and your hand are both working together. Can you change the direction of the circle that you're drawing? Brilliant, well done. Let's put that foot back on the floor. Just going to pause the music. Now lift up the other foot. And again, draw a circle with your toes. And then again, when you're ready, bring in your hands to draw a circle at the same time. So you've got two circles being drawn together. Brilliant, well done. Now a really complicated one of this, and one I can't always do, is that you draw a circle in one direction with your foot, but then your hand is going to draw a circle in the opposite direction. This one is very tricky. Oh, I not think mine's going a bit haywire, but it's a good thing to have a go at. And even if you can't do it, the fact that you've tried to have a go will be really stimulating those cognitive thoughts of yours. Oh, I think we need a rest after that. Well done. Right, let's just check our posture again. Are you sitting up nice and tall? Is your bottom wiggled back in the chair? And both of your feet nice and firmly on the floor? Good, great posture. Now, we're going to think about sports, but we're going to be visualising or pretending, imagining ourselves taking part in some different sport activities. I wonder how many of you used to like taking part in sport. Maybe you still do. Maybe you prefer to watch it on the television. I'm going to put some music on in the background just to inspire us a little bit. And then we're going to start off just gently with some bowling. So imagine that you have a nice bowling ball here. And I'm going to bowl this ball to you across the floor, and you're going to bowl it back to me. Ready? Here it comes. Lovely, good catch. Can you bowl it back to me? Thank you. And again, your turn to catch mine. Well done, bowl it back. Okay, let's swap sides. So I'm going to use the other hand now. I'm going to bowl my ball to you. Good catch, bowl it back to me and I'll catch it. And again, here my ball comes. Well done, bowl it back. Brilliant, okay. Now instead of bowling, we're going to throw the ball to each other. So we're going to do a two-handed throw underarm. So my ball's going to come to you and you're going to catch it, and then I want you to throw it back to me. Here we go. Good catch. Can you throw it back? Thank you. And again, here it comes. And thank you. Good catch. And again, catch mine. Brilliant. Throw it back. Well done. Let's see if we can just do it with one hand. Ready? Well done. Throw it to me. I'm going to have to catch it with two hands, I'm afraid. Let's swap to the other hand. Catch this. Brilliant. And again, keep swapping hands. Good. Don't drop it. One more throw. Brilliant. Well done. Okay, we'll put that ball down for now. Let's have a think about table tennis. So we just need a very small ping pong bat. And we've got our table in front of us. And we're just going to go ping and pong. And just do some forehand and backhand across the table. Good. Feel your shoulders moving. Okay, let's have a go with the opposite hand. Let's see if we can still do it. Forehand, backhand, ping, pong. Are you managing to keep the ball on the table? Good. Brilliant. Okay. Let's swap our table tennis bat for a tennis racket and a ball. In one hand, hold your tennis ball. The other hand, hold your tennis racket. Maybe turn sideways slightly, feet still on the floor. I want you to throw your ball in the air and then bring your racket over to hit your ball over the net. Let's have another go. Ball in the air and hit it with your racket. Did you get an ace? Let's just try some forehand and backhand. So it's a much bigger arm and shoulder movement this time. Good, let's keep a rally going. Make sure you get the ball over the net. Brilliant. Okay, let's try with the other hand. I'm not sure I'm going to be very good at this, but let's have a go anyway. Forehand and backhand. Good. Excellent. Okay, let's have a rest from that. How about some frisbee? Perhaps we're at the park with the grandchildren and the family having a picnic. And we've got a frisbee. And I'm going to throw it to you and I want you to try and catch it. Here it comes. Brilliant. Back to me. Thank you. And one more to you. Good. And catch. Excellent. Catch. And last time. Brilliant. Well done. You worked really hard for that one. I think probably it'd be a good idea to have a little sip of water. Cool yourself down a bit. Good. Right, after all that sporting activity, we better check our posture again. Are you sitting up nice and tall? Have you got both feet flat on the floor? Well done. Now we're going to have a go at some clapping games. If somebody's doing this programme with you, or they're in another room in the house and have avoided taking part so far, see if you can get them to bring a chair and sit directly in front of you so that they're facing you and that your knees are pretty much together so that you can clap hands together. If you're on your own, don't worry at all, you've got me. So we can pretend that we're clapping each other's hands. The first one we're going to do is nice and slow, and it's hands, knees and bumps-a-daisy. We're going to do 3 simple actions. So for hands, we're going to clap. For knees, we're going to pat our knees. And bumps-a-daisy, we're going to bring our hands in front of us to meet in the middle. And in between each verse, there's a little tra-la-la, la-la-la-la. We're just going to do a gentle swing. And then it's back to hands, knees, and bumps-a-daisy. Let's get the music on, and it'll make more sense. Right, here we go. Remember, we're going to start with a clap for hands. Hands, knees, and bumps-a-daisy. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. Ready to clap? Hands, knees, and bumps-a-daisy. Tra-la-la. Ready? Clap, knees, and bumps-a-daisy. Tra-la-la. Keep it going. Knees and bumps-a-daisy. Are you managing to keep up? Well done. Are you singing along? Hands, knees and bumps-a-daisy. Your arms need a little rest now, so we're going to pause that one. Right, we're going to try another one that's a little bit more complicated this time, and it's going to be to the tune of Only 16. Now, for this one, we're going to clap both our hands together, and then we're going to pat one hand in front of us, imagining that our partner is putting up their opposite hand. Then we're going to clap again, and swap to the other hand, going across to the opposite of our partners, or to me if you're doing it with me. Back to clapping, and then both hands come forward in front to meet in the middle. Okay, so just to show you that again, clap, one hand forward, clap, the other hand forward, clap, and both together. And there's no rest in between with this one. You just keep going without stopping. I'm going to start it nice and slowly. Here we go. Okay, so after the intro, we're going to start with our clap. Here we go. Ready? Clap. Opposite hand. Clap. Opposite hand. Clap. Both together. Clap. One hand forward. Clap. The other hand forward. Clap. Both together. Keep it going. Does require concentration. There's no rest in the middle. Excellent, good. Keep it going. Now, if you're feeling that this is very slow, you can go quicker. You certainly don't have to, but try and challenge yourself. So we even have couples in our group that do it this fast. But we generally end up going wrong. Brilliant, that was a really good try. Excellent, well done. Right, we're nearly coming to the end of the programme. We've just got a couple more sections left to do and then you'll be able to have a rest, you'll be glad to hear. This one is the Okie Kokie. Everybody knows the Okie Kokie. So we're going to do a seated version, of course. And we're going to be putting our arms in and out and our legs in and out and various things. We're going to be doing some arm rolling. For the Okie Kokie chorus, we're going to be lifting our arms in the air. But I suggest you just lift them as far as is comfortable, because by this stage in the programme you might be getting a bit tired and it is quite an active one. Just enjoy it, sing along and try and follow the actions that I do as much as you can. Let's get the music on. I won't subject you too much to my singing. Left arm first. You put your left arm in, your left arm out, in, out, shake it all about. You do the Okie Kokie and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Arm lifts. Knees bend, arms stretch.
Put your right arm in, your right arm out. In, out, shake it all about. You do the Okie Kokie and you turn around. That's what it's all about.
Chorus, arm lifts.
Okie Kokie, Okie Kokie, knees bend, arms stretch.
Put your left leg.
Leg in, left leg out. In, out, shake it all about. You do the Okie Kokie and you turn around. That's what it's all about.
Arm lifts again. Right leg.
Right leg in, right leg out. In, out, shake it all about. You do the Okie Kokie and you turn around. That's what it's all about.
Right, pull south. Pull south out. Gets a lot quicker. Last arm lifts. Try and keep up. Phew! Brilliant, well done. That was really hard work. Good. Right, so this is our very last posture check. Make sure you're sitting up nice and straight. Both feet are flat on the floor, and you'll be glad to know this is the last section of the programme. I should imagine that you're feeling quite tired by now. So all I'm going to ask you to do is sing along and gently sway to the track called Bless 'Em All. It's an old war song. You may well know the words, or they may come back to you as you hear it. And we're just going to cool ourselves down after all that hard work. If you've got a partner in the room with you, you might like to hold hands. That's quite nice. If not, just sing along. I won't subject you too much to my singing voice, but enjoy the words. Here we go. Okay, you ready? So just gently sway from side to side. Hold hands with your partner if you've got one. Otherwise, just sing along with me. Bless all the corporals and their blinking sons, 'cause we're saying goodbye to them all. As back to their billets they go. You'll get no promotion this side of the ocean, so cheer up my lads, bless them all. coming back to you. Do sing along. Just sway in your own time, whatever you can manage. Well done, keep going. You'll get no promotion this side of the ocean. Cheer up, my lads, bless them all. Well done, everybody. Give yourselves a big clap. Fantastic. You've worked really, really hard. So, I hope you've really enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed some of the music and that maybe you've learned some new actions and you've got some things to practice and that maybe it's helped wake you up a bit, make you feel a bit more energetic. If it hasn't made you feel like you might want to go for a sleep. So it's a really nice idea now to treat yourself to a cup of tea or whatever your favourite drink is, and maybe phone somebody, have a chat with somebody you haven't spoken to for a little while, or maybe it's time for lunch or dinner. So just treat yourself and have a bit of a rest, and I really hope you'll come back again and want to have another go. And as I said in the beginning, every time you have a go at this programme, you will find that you get better at the actions and that you feel a bit more confident, and hopefully that you enjoy it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.